Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Renatus Jam. My name is Jay Stark, and joining me as always is my fearless co-host,
Mr. Matt Snyder.
Mr. Matt Snyder.
That's me. That's right.
I'm telling you,
That's
there we go. We got sound effects this time.
director to you.
It's director?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Director Snyder. Director Matt? Mr. Director? How would you most appreciate being titled at this juncture?
Mr. Works.
Mr. Works, just
I'm
Mr.?
teasing. Yeah.
Just Mr.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
I bring that up because I'm going to jump script here.
All right.
Because if you haven't already heard, Mr. J. Stark got himself a promotion
Yes.
recently
Yes, I did.
from Vice President to El Jefe.
That is not my official title.
He's now president. He got a promotion to president.
Yes.
So you can feel free to joke about any kind of presidential stuff you want. Sing him that. What is it, the happy birthday song that Marilyn?
Oh, no.
You can,
Please.
he's already had that
why
happen
do
so
we-
many times. So
I tell you what. There has been an outpouring. So we made the announcement on Monday, and there has been an outpouring of support and love from the field that has been awesome. It has been great.
yes,
And I actually had somebody send me a really nice one of those fruit bouquets.
yeah. What do they call it?
The
There's a name.
edible
The
arrangements.
edible arrangements.
I had somebody
Yes.
send me a really nice edible arrangement
So
that me and
cool.
my kids got to enjoy last night.
So cool. Yes.
So big shout out to the Rosenbergs for that one, Stu and Tanya.
yeah, but it was
Boom.
a well-deserved promotion.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
What is probably most interesting is not much changed in what you do. What you've been doing is acting as president for like the last 2 years.
Yeah.
So he's been already kind of in that role. It made so much sense to bring the title up with him because
it's been pretty amazing. It's given me an opportunity to reflect on what I'm doing here in Renatus, what kind of impact I'm having, and what really motivates me every single day to not just show up, but to show up full force, full of energy, and inspired by what we do.
Yes.
And in that reflection, I realized that Renatus has become for me, outside of my family, my life's work. Being able to serve and support and take even the littlest part in empowering people to go out there and start creating their new perspective on life, their new desired outcomes, that is what motivates me and drives me every single day to give it my all.
It does. Jay bleeds blue, and it's true, and I've seen it. So, yeah, seen it firsthand. So.
Our guest, who shall not be named at this point in the podcast, is saying me too.
Yeah.
He's there.
He's there with us.
It's
so.
It's pretty funny. I'm gonna tell a short story because we are on an unstructured conversation right now.
Yeah, that's what we do.
We're gonna call the Renatus Jam a less structured conversation
Than the Founders Live.
Founders Live, for sure.
Yeah.
But we had opportunity on the pack call a few weeks back. We had a business coach come out, and she was talking with everybody, and she asked a question. She said, "What is your superpower?" Everybody's got one. What is your superpower? And I sat there and I thought about it for a little bit, and I decided that I would reach out to the smartest person I know and ask her perspective. So I texted my wife in the middle of this call, and I said, if you could boil it down, what would you say is my superpower? Within 10 seconds of me sending that text, I got a text back. She said, passion and problem solving.
Yep.
And I thought, all right, I like it.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I am a passionate man. I'm not afraid of being a passionate man.
Nope.
I play, I'm full of passion.
Yes, you are.
And I love problem solving.
Yeah.
It drives
You're
me.
fantastic at it.
Thank you.
Oftentimes I bring problems to Jay. Like really, there's quite a few times where I will be trying to work out a problem, and I'll take it to him, or it'll be me and my dad, Bob Snyder, if you're not familiar, right? So me and my dad will be sitting there trying to work out a problem, and then he'll go, screw it, let's go ask Jay, because he knows that the moment we go into Jay's office, Jay's gonna have some answers, and he just works it out, and it's very creative. You do a very good job of getting like a really good creative, like out of the box kind of solution, and it's like you'll say it, and I'll be like, like that is such a good idea. Like that is, how did I not think of that? But that happens repeatedly over and over and over again. So
thank you.
Anyways,
thank you.
Absolutely.
Well, I tell you what, it's an honor to be associated with Renatus community in any capacity. I love what we do, and it is truly, I feel the weight of the mantle, the responsibility that comes along with being the president of Renatus, and I'm truly looking forward to seeing what we can continue to create.
Me too.
I don't feel like this is going to be a massive shift in my life personally, but I feel like it'll enable me to maybe have a greater effect externally.
Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely. So yeah, especially because looking back, it's like, man, you are doing all the things presidents do for like the last couple of years. So
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's been it's awesome. Renatus rocks.
Yes, it does.
Absolutely.
Yes, it does.
All right. So what else is new and exciting, Mr. Snyder?
Well, so I don't want to get out of order here.
Don't get out of order.
I've got a brain order here of timeline.
Right.
And the next thing coming up.
Say it.
Costa Rica. The leaders retreat.
Costa Rica.
We're gonna get
yes.
a whole bunch of our favorite people and go down to Costa Rica and hang out together and have ourselves a wonderful leaders retreat.
Yeah,
do a little bit of training, a little bit of sunning,
a little bit of funning,
a little bit of snorkeling.
Yeah, we're gonna have that. Oh, okay. So here's the deal. Let me give a real quick rundown on what our agenda looks like.
I love it.
Handle it. I can see you right there. You know that, right?
Best guest ever.
He is so energized. All right, we'll bring out our guest.
That's why he's on the podcast.
Truly, I love this guy.
That's right.
All right, so here's a quick agenda for the leaders retreat. Right, we're getting started on Friday, and we have a welcome reception Friday evening.
Yep.
And we'll have the location for you on the resort property where we're going to be.
Yeah.
Now somebody did ask me. They said, "Is dinner going to be included?" This is an all-inclusive resort, by the way. So feel free to eat whenever, wherever, all the fun.
Yep.
But we will have hors d'oeuvres there, appetizers kind of set up, but it's not necessarily going to be a full meal. So prepare ahead.
This is a genuine question. I don't know the answer to.
Okay.
So like in Mexico, when we go to Mexico, there's usually it's all inclusive. You can get whatever meal at any time. You can sit poolside. They'll bring you food, drinks, any of that kind of stuff is all inclusive. And then I know that there was one resort in Mexico that we went to where it was like all inclusive but not. Right. And so what is this?
This one is an true all-inclusive.
True all-inclusive.
Yeah, everything.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter if you're poolside. It doesn't matter if you're in your room and you want to order room service, all included.
So just like a side note that kind of comes along with this is anytime there's an unlimited supply of drinks that comes, like if
Are you talking about adult beverages?
Adult beverages. Yes, beverages. Alcoholic beverages. So just remember that you're still with the Renatus group. Don't behave in a way that will embarrass us. Particularly, I know that my dad is sensitive when he brings hundreds of people to a resort. He doesn't want, he doesn't want to be embarrassed or not asked to come back or something of that nature.
Right.
Like, just don't, I don't think anybody's going to care if you have a drink or two, but it's just when
don't get carried away.
Don't get belligerent, start fights, wrestle an iguana, unless you're sober.
No.
We're gonna have iguana wrestling at the pool.
No, we will not.
5 p.m. Saturday.
That's
just
just a joke. That's just a joke. That is not a thing.
Yeah, it's not, but we're gonna get calls.
Right. In my mind, I can see you like taking on one of those big old, like, I don't even know what they are, but they're huge, like
they're iguanas, aren't they?
Dragon. Oh yeah,
they're iguanas. They're just really
a massive
big.
iguana.
They get huge.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, that's all I'm saying is just be like appropriate. Don't.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, all things in measure.
Yeah.
Just don't get too wild and crazy. It's all good to have a good time.
Yeah, if I got to carry you to your room, I'm going to charge you for it, okay?
And he's an expensive mover. So, all right, here's the deal. Friday night, we have the welcome reception. Saturday morning, so that's 6 to 8 p.m.
Yep.
That we're going to have the welcome reception.
Yep.
Starting 7:30 Saturday morning, we're getting started with the PAC small group trainings. So the way that this is designed is the PAC members are each going to take about 20 people. They're going to go to breakfast in one of the restaurants somewhere, and they're going to do a discussion, a conversation, and a training from 7:30 till about 8:45.
Yeah.
And so this is really every participant's opportunity to get in and to ask all of those questions that you wouldn't normally ask or couldn't ask ever before. This is your time to start building that one-on-one relationship with PAC members that you maybe don't get to associate with that often.
Yep.
And hear from them and learn from them what it is that they've done that has propelled them forward. We have found this to be an exceptional opportunity to maximize the time at the Leaders Retreat.
Yes.
So this is
capped at 20.
Capped at 20
for each PAC member.
Yes.
So I would highly suggest getting in with a PAC member that is not your own. It's not somebody you talk to regularly. Right. And I would be wanting to learn how they sell. I would want to know everything around sales. That's just me, and I would use this as an opportunity to. Yeah,
to absolutely.
All, so.
And I love what you said, because you're right. People do need to diversify a little bit in that they find PAC members that they've maybe never heard from before or never had an opportunity to speak with before.
Yep.
And get to know them better and get to know their process better.
Yeah.
Diversifying your knowledge is what will help you to decide, okay, I can see the full scope of how to implement, and I'm going to choose my path based on what I've learned.
Yeah.
So that is open right now for registration in the back office.
Okay. Just on the calendar.
On the calendar, you need to remove the state filter, because obviously it's not in a state.
It's in Costa Rica.
It's in Costa Rica.
Yeah.
So remove the state filter and then look for that. I believe it's the 20th, right? We're going 19th through the 20th. Thank you.
Yes.
It's the 20th of August.
Our guest is confirming.
Yes. Dude, I love this guy.
He's like on top of it.
And not only am I going to energize you guys, I'm also going to keep you straight. So that's good.
Yes.
Keeping this. All right. So here's the deal. So that's on the 20th. That starts at 7:30 in the morning. And then we have the large group training, which starts at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
Now, this will not have food at it, so stock up on food in the morning. There will be no food at the training. There will probably be water. We typically have water in the back of the room, kind of deal.
Yeah, and in years past, there's like a bagel or something.
Sometimes, but
we can't count on that,
right,
so you shouldn't either.
Right, exactly. So then this training is going to go from 9 a.m. until 2 p.m.
Yep.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
I'm not going to let too many cats out of the bag here.
Are we talking about who's training or what?
I'm not going to mention our surprise guest.
Okay, I won't either.
But we did have confirmed last week that Woody Woodward is designing an all-new training for the Leaders Retreat specifically. A training that he's never done before.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So he's going to bring the heat. And then I think I mentioned this last week, but Bob Snyder, I have never before seen him plan so far in advance for a training as I have for the one that he is going to deliver at the Leaders Retreat.
I'm excited. I'm excited to see both of them.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I mean, in both cases, with both Woody and Bob, they're people who have repeatedly created success over and over in different companies.
Right.
And so, when you got repeat performers like that, I want to know what they're doing. I want to know what they're thinking. I want to know what they're talking about. So.
And this, I'm telling you, the training that Bob has put together is going to be it is going to change the fundamentals of how people are engaging with Renatus.
Okay.
I'm not going to give out any more information than that,
Wow.
but it's going to change those fundamentals.
Okay.
So look forward to that training directly after the training. Before we disperse in any direction, we are going to take the large group photo.
Yeah.
So we do this every year. It's a tradition. But what we're going to do is we're going to pick a spot on the resort. We're all going to walk there together. We're going to gather everyone. We're going to take a nice photo so that we can make everybody jealous who didn't take advantage of the opportunity to join us. And then
maybe you guys should all just take that opportunity as much as you can while you're down there. Take pictures of everything.
Oh, this is what Nate Lambert calls Facebook gold.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yep.
So all right. So then
Make
we've
'em
got
jealous.
the large group picture at 2,
Yep.
and then everybody's free to go and be wherever they want to be.
Probably eat some more because it's free.
Probably.
Why not?
And
You're on
the
vacation.
next training. The next training starts at 3:30.
Okay.
Now the afternoon trainings with the pack members seem to be a different tempo than the morning training.
And why is that?
I've got 2 different hypotheses to go along with that. The first one is that there's no food involved, and so they typically find a quieter spot on the resort to meet.
Gotcha.
They're not in one of the restaurants.
That's insightful.
The second thing is that it is immediately following the large group training, which means they can compound and build on any of the principles that were discussed there in their small groups.
Okay.
So people tend to get, you're waking up first thing in the morning, you're figuring out food and different things. There's multiple things on your mind.
Oh yeah.
In the afternoon, it is clear.
Yeah.
So you should absolutely make sure that you're taking advantage of both the morning and the afternoon. The afternoon seems to be the one that people really get the most out of.
Sweet. Okay. All right.
So that is Saturday.
Yes.
Sunday, free day. Do whatever you want.
Sweet.
Yeah. It just, I said that and I just thought, within the bounds of the law. Don't go crazy.
Yeah, don't get arrested.
Oh, don't do that.
In Costa Rica.
Don't do that. Don't do that. All right, let's move on. Monday morning. So Monday is the conclusion of the leaders retreat. Mm-hmm. And we started a tradition when we were down in Panama of doing a large group excursion all together. So we get the entire group together and we do an excursion. We went and actually cruised down the Panama Canal, and we're able to go through the locks and out into the ocean, and it was awesome. It was super cool. Last year, we had an excursion planned, and unfortunately, the weather kicked up bad enough that the boats weren't allowed out of the marina.
Okay.
This year, what we're doing is we have 2 massive catamarans that we have reserved that can each hold 75 people, I think. And we're going to take these out into like a private bay, and we're going to be able to snorkel, play on the beach, relax. I imagine people are going to be like going from boat to boat, like back and forth, and just playing around, having a good time.
I'm excited for this. Yeah, this sounds like a really fun time.
Oh, it's going to be awesome. And I have only heard, I've never been to Costa Rica before. This will be my first trip, but I've only heard that the snorkeling there is unreal.
Yeah, I've heard that too. So, we'll see. I've been snorkeling some places, my friend. I'm looking forward to it though. This will be cool.
Yes. Yeah, I'm super looking forward to it as well. So that is the Leaders Retreat in a nutshell. That's all of the different events that are associated with it. You need to get into the back office calendar right now if you haven't already, and reserve your space in with the pack members, those small group trainings. Mm-hmm. They didn't, I didn't think about this beforehand. We've been talking about the small group trainings for quite a while. Yeah. And it just dawned on me last week that the reservation didn't actually open up. Like, you couldn't reserve your spot further than 2 weeks out. Because it's a free event.
That's the way our
and I was like,
set for free events.
So I apologize for anybody that tried to get in there and reserve their spot early and it wasn't open. That's on me.
Okay.
That's on me. So, but it's open now. So get in there, take advantage of it right now.
Go get signed up.
Okay. Next up, the 5-star winner circle.
Yes, I can't wait for this, dude. I'm excited. These trips and these things are so much fun with people.
Yeah.
And so I'm excited to see what comes out of the 5-star winner circle contest.
Right.
Who wins,
Right.
because we've stripped away all the benefits that pack members have. So it's just personal production.
Yeah,
and
this
there's
puts everybody on equal footing.
a level playing field.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I'm excited to see what that does. And man, these trips are awesome. They're incredible to get together and do all these fun things with all the top people in Renatus. It's a fun time. So yeah, be there.
So this
Work
one
for it.
This
you can
one
do it.
we have an abbreviated contest period.
Yeah,
We've boiled it down to 90 days, and I cannot wait to see how this thing is going to progress, because it doesn't matter if you're a brand new ICM or if you are the most seasoned pack member, you are on a level playing field.
Yep.
And in fact, I dare say, don't tell the pack members I said this, that the new ICM has an advantage over the pack members.
How come?
Pack members have established teams. They have a lot of people that rely on them, that work with them. They have regular meetings that they're attending. And so that means that they're going to have less time in the day to be able to be out there pounding the pavement like the brand new ICM.
Prospecting.
Yeah.
They've got big teams to manage, and they don't, it's the guy who has the time to prospect and personally produce, put in those orders, man. And that we're going to see what shakes out. I'm excited for that, though.
So tell me this. Tell me, we've talked a little bit about a strange occurrence that we see anytime that we host this kind of an event.
You're talking about the bagging of sand.
The bagging of sand.
Yes, or sandbagging, as it's affectionately called. Meaning once you know a contest is going to start and you've got somebody in the hopper that wants to put their order in, you hold off and wait until that contest starts so it will count for the contest. Now, I have fallen victim to this kind of thinking in myself. It wasn't necessarily for a contest, but I have held off orders for there's been a couple of different reasons and orders I've held off, and you lose the order half the time. I mean, there's a significant amount of the time the person cools off and they go away. Once they're ready to buy, do not hesitate. Do not wait. Just get the order in.
Is it fair to say that sandbagging makes the order entry process about you and no longer about them?
100%. You're not helping them. You're not serving them. And, if you hold off, they're likely to cool off and go away. But also the flip side of this that I've noticed, so I personally have done this myself, where I start getting orders in the system and momentum. It's like the magic of sales momentum takes place, and then all of a sudden there's more orders and more orders and more orders, and anybody in sales is going to tell you they know this. It happens. There's got to be something to it, right? Like when my people are thinking about Renatus, and then they happen to know. And the reason they know is because I'll introduce them to the new guy. So they'll know that, oh, so-and-so just signed up and they bought their Epics combo. Oh, so-and-so, signed up and they just got their Extreme Plus combo. And then they're able to meet these new people, and they, are aware of the fact that, I just had a fat 5-figure month, right? It really gets those. It creates some urgency in their situation.
Oh yeah.
And so I have had combos create more combos, and I've had it happen multiple times. So, it's not just a one-time thing. And so, anyways, do that instead.
That's
what I'm saying.
Here's what I'm getting. There's 3 reasons not to sandbag, or maybe I should say 3 reasons to enter the order right now.
Yes.
Here are the 3 reasons. Number 1, you risk losing the sale.
Yeah.
Number 2, you risk losing the customer's confidence altogether.
Yep.
Because it's about you, not about them. And
Correct.
then number 3 is you are losing the opportunity to gain momentum in your business.
Yeah. Yeah. And, you know, that momentum killer could be the thing that costs you the most financially, not losing the sale, actually. So you would think losing the sale would be, oh, man, financially that's going to hit you. But I would say that losing momentum, I had multiple 5-figure months happen just because the first person jumped in with their combo, and then
it
meet
seems
so-and-so.
to just
and then it just compounded.
Yeah, it avalanches.
It avalanched.
The first thing breaks loose, and all of a sudden everything else seems to go with it.
Yeah.
And
so don't delay. And I would be pissed if I was, you know, working through I want to learn more about real estate and business education and, you know, whatever it is I'm interested in, and then that person that's going to sell me this education is like, well, but we got to wait 3 weeks, a month, or 2 weeks, whatever it is. It's gonna change my perspective big time on the company, on this person.
Absolutely.
I wouldn't be happy about it. So anyways, don't sandbag.
This is the 10-day challenge. The Renatus Spartan 10-day challenge. This is the 10-day challenge.
I can hear it, but I don't see it.
I don't see it.
That's funny. All right, so guess what we're going to talk about next?
What?
The 10-day challenge.
We should talk about the 10-day challenge.
This is the 10-day challenge.
Maybe we should have like
Should we run a little promo video?
A little video would be really cool, yeah.
All right. Let's see. What's the lingo? Drop that needle? Drop the mic? No, what is it?
I don't know.
How do you
I'm not on the end.
No. It's when you tell the DJ to like drop the hook.
Oh.
DJ, drop the hook.
Okay.
Isn't that what you say?
Well, I don't know. That's like in a rap song, right? You've got the hook.
Well,
so you've got
anybody who's
bars and sequences of 4, and then you get the hook. Anyways, let's
drop the needle on the record.
Let the tape roll.
The video.
This is the 10-day challenge. The Renatus Spartan 10-day challenge. Now, what is a 10-day challenge? Well, the 10-day challenge is your opportunity to really go out there and crank your business up. This is the first day of a new beginning for you and your business. If you're here, it's because you have a desire to take your business to the next level. You give me your all for 10 days. You get to become a Renatus Spartan. And at the end of those 10 days, your business will transform. If your business needs a restart, this is the opportunity to do it.
There it is.
Boom.
Starts September 6th.
That's right. Thank you, Bob Snyder.
We temporarily paused the 10-day challenge.
Yep.
And it is not a coincidence that the 10-day challenge is getting rebirthed, restarted right at the beginning of the 5-star winner circle contest.
And regional season.
Time
to ramp it up.
Yeah, buddy.
Get some butts in those seats in regionals too. You want to sell combos. That's another thing that I've actually used regionals and nationals as selling features. I know that might not be popular, but if I had a person who was teeter-tottering, I knew if I could get them to a regional or get them to nationals, they were in.
There is no more confidence builder in the eyes of a customer than having them surrounded by other raving fans of the product.
Yeah, they're the head to the heart thing every time.
Yep.
And they're sold by the end of that regional or national. They are sold.
Yep. And the question you got to ask yourself is, are you chasing the dollars or are you looking to empower the person?
Yeah, absolutely. I think you should be look to help people and the money will come.
Yep, exactly.
So
Exactly. I do know that with this Spartan, the new 10-day, starting on September 6th, there is going to be a benefit to completing it that we've never offered before. I'm not going to let any more cats out of bags there, but that's coming.
Wow. Okay.
Yes. More to come on that.
More to come.
I can just say you want to make sure that you are completing the 10-day challenge.
Yep.
Okay. So then you just talked about regionals, man. That's the last thing on our new and exciting list.
Yeah, we've got regionals coming up.
The regionals
Those are big.
are getting started in Denver.
That's right. The Mile High City.
That's right.
Actually, is it how tall? What's the elevation exactly?
We're not taking that left turn. So here's the deal. Denver is on September 30th and October 1st. It's actually not in Denver proper. I believe it's in Boulder or somewhere thereabouts.
Boulder's like an hour away.
But it's not. You see?
Our guest is saying no.
No. He
knows things.
He knows things. So here's the deal. The very first one starts in Denver. We got Washington, D.C., October 14th, 15th. Chicago on the 21st, 22nd of October. Florida, which is Fort Lauderdale, is going to be November 4th and 5th. Salt Lake City is November 11th and 12th. And then we are going to conclude the regional season in Phoenix, November 18th and 19th. Now, I want to encourage every single person that can hear me to make a sincere effort to attend as many regionals as you can. Get to a minimum of one and attend more if you can, because here's what happens. Just like Matt mentioned earlier, with the business going from your head to your heart, you're going to achieve a higher level of inspiration, a higher level of knowledge, excitement, and energy in your business than you've ever seen before. Mm-hmm. The more that you invest into your business, into your life, the more you're going to get out of it.
Yeah, it's that age-old principle of what you put into it, you get out of it, right?
Yes.
That's the kind of seems to be universal across all things life.
Yeah, what you sow is what you reap.
Yes,
you reap what you sow.
Precisely.
And so you need to take this opportunity to go and learn from the very best inside of Renatus, so that you can then maximize your opportunity.
And if you're going to take a little piece of advice from me, bring people.
Oh yeah, bring people that you know will benefit from that inspiration as well.
Yeah,
people that need that next step.
It's hard to get a brand new prospect to be like, yeah, I'm going to sign up for it costs money and everything. But man, those people that I literally I would buy their ticket if they would just go. These were people that were. They had been through the intro, the briefing, the intro, the follow-up. Back then it was the BIF system with Scott, and they were warmed up but they were well aware of what Renatus is, what Renatus does, but they might have not pulled the trigger, so to speak.
Yeah. And
they were hesitant or delaying or something, and I would buy their ticket to get them in there because I knew that if they would go, that they'd be in after that, man. There's just it's the head to the heart, and anyway.
Yeah, we've seen it over and over. So make an effort to get yourself there, and then make an effort to bring every single person with you.
Yep.
Yeah, you won't regret it. All right, I want to take just a short minute here before we introduce our featured guest for the rest of this podcast.
Who's our guest?
Before we get there, I want to take a minute.
Okay.
Slow your flow, playa.
All right. I'm cool.
All right.
I'm cool.
Be cool.
I'm cool.
Be cool.
All right.
So here's the deal. I just wanted to let you know that the Renatus J.A.M is obviously sponsored by and created for and through the direct purpose of empowering people inside of Renatus, of helping people to understand more what the opportunity in Renatus is, what their opportunity in Renatus is, and also to provide a little bit of levity and entertainment, but also to give you those tools and more access to information that's going to help you on your journey. Matt and I focus our energy on really trying to encourage, inspire, and help you to go out and do more and be more so that you can put more good into the world, because that's what Renatus is focused on, is becoming the change that we wish to see in the world so that we can inspire others to become the change they wish to see. It's all about paying it forward and then watching the ripple, the result, right? Watching other people as they're changing their lives. As being a part of Renatus has changed my life, I am inspired to in turn help other people catch that vision as well and change their lives. Every single opportunity or everything inside of the Renatus opportunity is contingent on me. It's contingent on you taking advantage of it. It's contingent on what we put into our minds so that we can then create value in the lives of the people around us. And in doing so, there's going to be a transfer of energy, a transfer of value, and you're going to start to feel more success in your life than you ever have before. Mm-hmm. So that's what Renatus is all about, and that's what the Renatus J.A.M is focused on.
That's right.
Okay.
I love it.
You wanna introduce our featured guest?
I'd love to. This is an individual who I have come to know and love. Somebody that I call a dear friend, but I got to know him particularly this last Leaders Retreat, which is my point why it's so important to go.
Yes.
Because you get to meet people you otherwise wouldn't, right? And I got to sit and hang with him, and also got to see him propose.
That's awesome.
Yes, for marriage.
Well, that's typically
wasn't a business deal or anything. It was
I got it.
Yeah.
So, I got to actually hang out with this gentleman at the Everest Real Estate Conference, and I didn't get to see him propose, but I did get to see him perform.
Oh, awesome. I heard about that. That's right. I heard about that.
It was epic.
Yeah, I heard it was epic. So let's bring out Mr. Michael White to
Mike
podcast.
White. Or as he is commonly known, Mike Word.
Yes.
What's up, y'all?
Welcome to the podcast.
Dude,
Thank you so much.
We are thrilled to have you. And I just got to say, when I watched you perform at the Everest Real Estate Conference, that's the first time I've ever heard your music before. And you just nailed it. Your timing, your rhythm, and your mellow tone is just so much fun. And then, of course, you're like animated to the max. And so it was just so much fun, so engaging to watch you do your thing, man. You are awesome.
Thank you so much. I love being on this call with you guys because y'all are masters of edification. So I knew I'm gonna get pumped up for a second.
Yeah, buddy. Yes, sir. All right. So, hey, Mike, I got a question for you. I honestly have never heard your story before. I would love to know, how did you find Renatus? Where did you come from, and where are you right now? How did that all come about?
Yeah. So before I found Renatus, I'm an artist, I'm a performer and an educator. Because I'm in Colorado, there's not a big entertainment industry here. So the default route for me was to just be in the schools teaching about music culture and teaching about my wife. She's involved, or my soon to be, we've been together for a long time. You guys know the story.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, she's been involved in ecological design and things of that nature. So I got involved in that too. And I was just teaching about my passions to other people, other kids and adults, just any age group. And I happened to be in the high schools doing that. That's when I was making $14,000 all year with the 4 kids and my lady.
Wow.
And
in a whole
that
year?
was that was $14,000. And that was the year I found Renatus in December. So basically I would go to this grocery store. We lived in a trailer, and we have support. Obviously, I couldn't live in Boulder making $14,000 a year on my own without any other support. Right. But so I would go to we're in the health and all this stuff. So I go to the healthy food store, grocery store, the organic market, and driving home from the market every night. That was where all my money would go. I would just spend it on food, and half the bills were not paid. And, it was just, we were in a mess. But I have awesome ideas about how to live and just not having that agency to really knuckle in and do it. So my money just went to food, and I was driving home from buying groceries one night. Actually, it was a few nights in a row. And there was just an advertisement, a roadside sign on the side of the road, the light where my turn lane was. And it was a older fella named Barry Berman in the community. He hasn't been around for a while. I haven't seen him, but he went out on a limb to put that sign up because technically he's illegal to do it where he did it. So, those are like the little weird caveats. We're not encouraging anyone to break the law when you put up those signs, but it's just that burning desire to make things happen and not let anything stop you is kind of the nature of that. Why mention that. Yeah. So, I passed the sign a bunch of times, and finally the last time, was like the third or fourth time I passed the sign, I wrote the number down. I'm like, and it was not a compliant ad or anything, but it mentioned real estate investor seeking student. And, so I'm like, yes, I want to learn this. I've been to the seminars. I've done all that stuff. I wasn't just totally ignorant and shying away from wealth and building wealth and having an abundance in my life. So, it was that time I was just kind of at the end of my rope, and with 4 kids and a lady, and just not being able to provide, going weeks at a time without money in my pocket or in the bank account. Just a crazy way to live, So I called the sign, got invited down to an epic intro to an event, and some of the concepts I had heard before, but not in that context. So the way the context is, I think, a really gift that Renatus that we have as a community, and how we can information. It's the context we convey it in, which is really powerful too. Because a lot of people hear this stuff and these ideas, but just the way that it gets put together here with us is just it really sparked my vision, and I was already a visionary, but I was kind of in the dumps. It's been a couple of years of just not having that vigor with my vision, and being down there that night just kind of sparked it up again. And I'm like, I could use this. This could be it. I could use this and get to all my dreams and goals. And it was very clear to me that, okay, this is something I could use. And at that point, it was just miracle after miracle getting pulled off to be, in my process of becoming just to the point where I'm at today, and that's the beautiful. It's so beautiful, that excites me about sharing the opportunity with other people. Is sure, they'll get, if they stick with it, they'll get some results of, having more money than they had before. But the person that they become, like Bob always mentions, it's like, that's really the reward. The person that I'm becoming and able to watch others grow into is second to none. I will do this forever, like you guys were mentioning in the beginning with Jay bleeding Renatus Blue. I do too, and I'm a boss. Like, it's not like, I have my own ideas for enterprise and all that, but because of what Renatus has been in my life and stood for in my life, I will forever find ways to contribute and maintain my relationship with, the company and the community. Just, and that's kind of just the kind of person I am. I don't look for things as like, all right, I'm stepping stone. I'm use this to get to my next level. I'm more looking at, okay, what can I build along my path that's a lasting thing that can just, culminate to this epic legacy that I live, and leave. So I love y'all so much. I'm starting to get a little emotional. But yeah,
I love hearing that though, because it's all about becoming more, progressing personally, and then that creates results around you in your life. But it's all about the principles that you are internalizing, and then you're starting to see the external result of that. That is perfect, man.
Seriously, because I had big visions. I have big ideas for the world, and before I found Renatus, but I didn't. There was few little key big ideas about how to treat myself and how to look at myself that I didn't have. That if I wouldn't have been a part of this community, who knows if I would have ever got those tools. So, that was the key, that I got that belief in myself, that I didn't, there's these self-limiting beliefs I had and that I didn't know were preventing me from executing my visions, and getting really out there and making impact. And, it's not enough to just have awesome ideas. You have to have the tools to work them out into the world. And a big part of those tools are the belief, the personal development, and that, it's just a part of our culture. It's just ingrained in the fabric of the Renatus culture.
Yeah.
It's like it's an invisible value that, you know, we all get, that you can't really say, hey, you get this along with the fee as well, you know. It's like, because it's just so much more than, you know, you could never really pay for that, you know.
Right. Right. Yeah. You know, I think the term that people have come up with to kind of put a label on that X factor is family.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
We have that community. We have that support. We have that, you know, group of like-minded individuals that are all working to progress and just take that next step. But let me ask you this question: how long have you been with Renatus now?
So I've been with Renatus for almost 6 years. It'll be 6 years in December.
Nice.
And yeah, you know, the first two, like I said, it was a lot of miracles, there was a lot of self-limiting beliefs that I had. And then just where I start from, you know, like is always mentioned, your results are going to be based in the speed in which you go, or, you know, where you start, your resources, those do influence that. So, you know, I just started from absolutely off grid, had no credit, making not enough money even to take care of my family on my own, you know. And so I had a lot to just overcome in internal growth. And then, you know, in the year 2, year 3 came around, and it was starting to, you know, show. And now, you know, I'm 5-star, and I've made 6 figures, and I've had, you know, 5-figure months that are more than I made all year before I found this. And,
Yeah.
you know, you're just, I knew it could happen, you know, and that's the thing. I knew that this stuff could happen when I saw it. And then it was just, you know, just keep coming around and keep building the belief in the system, in the company, you know, more and more, just reinforcing it. Yeah. So it's fun. I'm like, oh gosh, I can talk forever about this stuff. That's, you know, that's the thing. I get why, you know, how you guys, you know, your experiences with this is just being able to always have the conversations and just build community around this is so fulfilling. It's so fulfilling. So, you know, Jay, you know, hats off to you being the president, and you don't even have to do it. You know, you're like, awesome. Yeah, let me be the president now. And that was something I was going to mention too, is I already thought you were the president. So I was like, hey, okay, now you actually are. Yeah.
That's right. He's been president for a couple of years now.
Yeah.
Hey, let me ask you this question. You've talked about the changes that you've made in your life. How have those changes affected your kids? Because that's something that I always use as kind of an indicator of how well I'm doing, is watching what kind of influence I'm having over my kids. So how's it been for you?
Yeah, absolutely. My kids they're financially aware, which was something that I wasn't. You know, my mom said credit is important, and there's a few things that she would mention, and I didn't understand why. Like, why? Whereas with my kids, they understand the why about, you know, why this stuff is important, and
how
you know, it's
kids?
already rippled out. I have a 10-year-old, a 14-year-old, a 10-year-old girl, 14-year-old boy, 17-year-old girl, and a 21-year-old girl. And, you know, my 21-year-old, her credit is, she's been building her credit, and she's cognitive of that part of her life. She's got her own apartment. You know, she's doing things.
That's cool. Yeah.
She's taking agency in her own life. And then my 17-year-old, she's, you know, she has this sense of responsibility that she wouldn't have had if I didn't take this on, you know. And then my son kind of probably could follow on what my actual interest and what I'm paying attention to in terms of how we're creating a financial legacy for the family. And he's really smart. He's good at cash flow and all. You know, since 5th grade, he's kind of been weirded out because he knows more about money than his teachers. And he's since 5th grade. So he's kind of like, this is weird, you know.
Yeah.
You know, that's rippled out and affected people in our community. Like, I'd bring my son to play cash flow with the community, and he knew how to get out the rat race at 9, 10 years old.
Wow.
So there's these grown adults that have been that 6-figure earners, you know, W-2 just thinking they know it all, and they come play cash flow with us and couldn't get out the rat race, and they got this 9-year-old sitting next to him that can't even read all the words on the cards, but he's getting out the rat race, and it's making these grown folks think twice, about,
Yeah.
okay, geez, what am I doing with my life? This 10-year-old knows more about money than me. Okay. So, yeah. So it's fun. It's fun.
That's awesome. And I love the way that you're talking about
Yeah.
the belief and the knowledge and understanding that they have, because they're following your example. You're inspired. They're now finding inspiration in it as well. And that's going to transfer to the people around them too. That's so incredible.
Absolutely.
And I love,
because I was scared. I'm sorry. I was scared to talk about money around my kids before. I didn't know how to have those conversations. And so we didn't really talk about it. So I get how a lot of families probably deal with that. They're like, they wrestle with the morality of it and they just don't know, maybe I just won't talk about that with them. Whereas now, because of our community and the information, the awareness I have, it's exciting. Like you said, I'm transferring enthusiasm about finances to them now instead of the unsurety and unease around it.
Yeah, that's awesome. I know, like, anytime that my kids get involved with either a real estate transaction or anything like that, it just inspires me all over again to know that with a little bit of confidence, with some understanding, and with some courage, you can be an example that your kids can then follow. And that's one of the ways that I'm becoming the change I wish to see in the world, is by instilling it into my kids and watching them go out there and start to create in their lives. And I'll never forget Whitney, my wife. She does this. She teaches the private hard money class, and she's got a checklist that she goes through where she goes, hey, these are the questions that you need to answer. So first you get on their website, you answer as many questions as you can, then you call them and you say, hey, I just need to answer some questions. And by the end of getting all of your questions answered, you'll know whether or not they're a good fit for you. And then to just, punctuate how powerful and how simple this process is, she had my then 15-year-old daughter do it. Go online by herself, answer as many questions as she could, and then get on the phone. And as my 15-year-old daughter is on the phone with a hard money lender, they literally said to her, you sound like an experienced investor. We can work with you.
Nah.
Dead serious. So it's like, oh yeah,
That's
that's just
Wow.
one of the ways
That's cool.
that Renatus has
Wow.
given my family the tools to be able to understand and present ourselves professionally in so many different circumstances.
Yeah. No.
Wow.
So cool.
That's cool.
So much fun. Anyway, did you have a question? Sorry.
No. Nope. I didn't have any question. This is just a really fascinating conversation. This is fun to learn.
So Mike, tell me this. Where do you see yourself heading? Now that you've been armed with these tools, I mean, if you're anything like me, you know that you still have a long way to go on progressing and developing yourself. But where do you see yourself in the next, 1, 3, 5 years compared to where you are now?
Definitely. Yeah. This stuff I see it going past our lifetime, just to make that caveat in this answer. And then just 1 to 3, 5 years, I'm headed towards, I love the notes. I love being able to take the agency that the banks have in most people's lives and take that into my own hands and show other people that they could do that and be that instead of a big scary bank for people. So that's a big thing that I want to move into. I've already been able to help a friend buy his grandma's house through contract for deed and playing the bank, but quote unquote.
Right.
But so that's definitely where I'm headed in terms of real estate strategies, just to be specific. And then I have goals with my to have be putting in $100,000 a year in my on the minimum in my family banking system. So we have our infinite banking system, and so those are just kind of practical things that I have set upon the horizon, because the last 5 years, one of my first goals was I had a workshop with Bob Tierney and then Megan Christensen and Eric Counts and just the whole credit world and business credit. And I saw that 5 years ago when the whole velocity banking and just those things excited me to build my credit. Right. I had no credit, 35 years old, zero. I went to credit nerds and did an assessment, and they returned to me and said, there's no data for you. Sorry. You need to do something before we can do an assessment.
Better than negative data, but yes, no data still gets you a low score.
Just right, exactly. Just a little bit better than negative data, but not much better.
Yeah.
So, one of my first goals was to build up my personal credit profile so that I could get business credit.
Yep.
And that happened. Just, about 3 weeks ago, I got my first round of business funding, cash, credit. So I have about $80,000-$90,000 in business credit at 0%. Nice. And, all that stuff. That was a goal I set 5 years ago. So I hit it 5 years. And matter of fact, we're going to go to Belize in January with the family and do our family retreat. And
I heard that.
Just to awesome. Celebrate that accomplishment. So, the next 5 years, those are definitely on the horizon to be, to being able to do those things. And then my big goal, what drew me to real estate, y'all, is ecological design and being able to do subdivisions or just developments that are ecologically sound, in a way that
you mean like for
we're yet to really break into. Yeah, exactly.
So they don't damage the environment.
Exactly, and actually use the environment in the design, and that was a lot of my training before I got into real estate investing, and which, like I said, it got me wanting to do this. Is I needed access to land, I needed to know how to build wealth and build business, and have engineer transactions and create financing, opportunities. So this was the final, again, Renatus, the community is the final thing that I needed to now, 5-10 year goal. We'll have some subdivisions up that are ecologically designed. And, I have on my dream board to be on the pack, to be on the pack, but I got to say pit first because I got to take the steps. So
that's right.
1 year goal, pit, 5 year goal, pack.
Nice.
And to also be designing these ecological subdivisions and I want to be an instructor for Renatus as well on ecological subdivision development.
I know a guy. We can get you. We can start that conversation for sure. But I would love to see you get on the pit. I would love to see you then escalate to the pack. Your energy is contagious. Yes. I have rarely met somebody that I have just grown to love so quickly like I have with you. Your smile and your authentic presence, your love is just, man, it just sucked me in right from the very first moment that you and I met. Dude, where does that come from?
Man, I guess when I was 17, I had cancer when I was 17. That it was a rare form of cancer. It was on my shoulder. Like I have a scar to the shoulder. And all that.
So skin cancer, or was it like somewhere else?
They treated it like skin cancer, but it was it was in my sweat gland, so it was underneath the skin, and so, maybe that did something to me on a deeper level. For me, I've always been just a happy person for the most part, and just a grateful person, thankful person. That actually got me in trouble because I thought that I was practicing that. And again, until I found Renatus and, the influence of all the mentors in the community and reading books like Think and Grow Rich, I actually wasn't practicing, positive thinking and all. I just it was a default mode that I knew how to be in. So I think maybe a part of it is that, I did kind of face my mortality as a teenager. And so I do have this leash on life. I dropped out of college really within 6 months of going, because I got the student loan and, it just wasn't, I'm like, I don't like this. So I'm not wasting any time of my life doing things that to me, I feel like I'm compromising my sole purpose. And so I've kind of, that's the kind of person I've been since teenager. And, so it's awesome to find Renatus to just, it's just supercharging my soul purpose. I'm working on getting more of the vocabulary for this and bottling the enthusiasm a little bit more.
Don't bottle it.
I get it. It could be overwhelming, and we want this to be effective. We want this. I envision I could bring on 1 million people onto Renatus, but I have to continue to just refine myself and grow myself, and if I have the vision, I could bring 1 million people on. I know that other people have that vision. I know Zach and Nate and all these heavy hitters, they definitely have that vision. So yeah, I'll just keep working on myself, and
that's
man,
amazing.
we can really change the world, man. We can change the society.
We can.
I see that through this, and on top of the ideas I already had. So yeah, there's the burning desire. Let's go, y'all. If you know anything, throw me any energy my way. I'm gonna do my best to throw it back, and
nice.
Let's keep building this up, man.
I love it. I love the way that you live your life fearlessly. Mr. T is famous for having said once, "Don't bother with Plan B; it only distracts from Plan A." Anything that doesn't lead you closer to that soul purpose, to that goal, get rid of it. Move intentionally forward. Don't live your life by default.
Yeah.
Man,
absolutely. Yeah.
That resonates deep with me. I love that.
Yeah, and I can't praise Renatus enough, for just being that final piece that I needed, because I was kind of spinning my wheels and floating around in my soul purpose. Okay, I guess that's cool. It's better than a lot of people get access in the society, but still felt like I was kind of squandering it. And you guys got, Renatus, y'all gave me an opportunity to really lock in, and just every day I'm so sure of the energy I'm putting into my life and where it's headed,
Yeah. I truly believe that when we work to magnify our talents, that they will be returned unto us in mass. That every time that we work to really hone in our skills and then to become better and better and better, it's going to be returned to us in the form of blessings, in the form of energy and excitement and enthusiasm and all the good things, man. And dude, I just love being around you because of the way that you share so selflessly. There is this authenticity that I've felt every time that I've been near you and interacted with you.
Me too.
That is just, I am so glad that we found each other. Let me put it that way.
Yeah, Jay said it best.
The feeling is mutual.
I feel like I for some reason feel like I've known you a really, really long time, right? Because of that authenticity, that energy, that vibe. Definitely don't bottle it. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. So keep it up, man, and just keep being you.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
And magnify you, man. We need more of you and Renatus.
Yeah,
so
we do.
Get on the pit, get on the pack. Let's do this. Let's knock the cover off the ball.
Yes.
Yeah,
oh, we're just getting started.
Love it. Well,
you guys are patient. You're 10 years. Let's go. Come on, y'all. What y'all waiting for?
Oh, dude, I love it. I'm so glad that you're part of the Renatus community. I'm very thankful that you took time today to share with us and to come out and inspire me and to make more progress in my life. That's what your energy does for me. It inspires me to do more and be more. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, brother.
Thanks, man.
Wow. I'm over here teary-eyed, man. Teary-eyed.
I like it. I like it. We call it tyranny-eyed here. But
tyranny-eyed, yeah.
Poor Bob.
He's my star too, so that's my pack too.
Nice. Well, Mr. White, thank you so much for being with us on the Renatus Jam, and I want to give a recognition to Mr. Andrew James, who is our producer for the Jam every single week. Now, we will not have a Jam next week nor the week after, as we are going to be in Costa Rica for the Leaders Retreat.
That's right.
So we will see you guys on the flip side in 3 weeks. Remember, the reason why Renatus rocks is because the people who are associated with it, like Mr. Michael White. Renatus rocks.
Rocks. I love y'all.
We'll see you, man.